What's going on, guys? Harold here, Figuremania Show. Hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world. And in today's video, I'm very happy and excited to be doing this video. This is the newly released Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Shimo from Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire. And before I go any further, I want to give a special shout out and thank you to Hiya Toys for sending me out this figure for review. And if you guys are still, if you haven't picked up this figure yet, you haven't ordered it yet, guys, you can go over to kowkistoy.com, use my promo code Figuremania-kowkis to get 6% off this figure. And now let's continue with the review. Before I show you the paint application, the articulation, and the way it poses, I want to start off by giving you my initial thoughts on this figure since I've been doing toy photography with it. As you guys have no doubt have seen on my social media, the photos that I posted, and and also Hiya Toys also accepted my collaboration with the pics and things. And man, I am very, very impressed. I do believe that this is Hiya Toys' best work yet in terms of making a figure. This is very impressive. Let's just go right into this figure and let me show you guys what you guys are gonna get. Now, to start off, I want to give you guys a close look at the sculpting detail of this fantastic figure, and very, very impressive. If you guys have seen my stylist version, my stylist video of this figure, man, it's pretty much the identical in terms of the sculpting. Giving you guys a look at the sculpting detail on her legs and in her toes. Very nicely done. Just beautiful. It's consistent throughout the entire figure, actually. Just awesome. And even the under part of this figure, like especially the feet, because if you've seen the stylus version, the feet at the bottom are just plain white, where here, as the coloration, the paint app is consistent even at the bottom of the feet, which is really good. This is fantastic. Now let's look at the articulation of this figure, and I do believe that this is Hiya Toys' best work yet. I mean, the level of articulation and the range of posing is absolutely incredible. I can get this figure to pose almost like my dog. Okay, so I have 3 dogs in my house, and I was really paying attention to how they sit and how they lie down and things, and and I was trying to mimic their posing on the figure itself, and I'm very impressed the way this figure is able to pull off those poses. It is known that the plastic quality that Hiya Toys uses for their figures is a kind of plastic that's malleable but also very sturdy. So this figure has the same, which I think is a very big benefit to this figure. It really allows you to really push the limits of articulation on the figure, because this figure has that kind of plastic. So as you can see, like it can bend, it can twist and things, so very nice. Okay, and especially like on the legs, there's good movement on the legs all the way around. So there's articulation points here. There's it can swivel. It's got good bend at this part here, at least, well, I'm gonna call it the knee, okay, or the elbow, and it's got good wrist articulation. And I want to show you guys, this is brand new for Hiya Toys. This figure has articulated fingers. So when you guys do get this figure, it may be a little bit awkward at first because you guys are unfamiliar with it, but then you get the hang of it pretty quickly. So look at that. You can bend her thumb like that. Okay. So you can turn it around. You can turn the fingers all the way around and things. Okay. And you're able to do that, which is really cool. Amazing. You can also rotate the hands. Very nice. So it's got an incredible range of posing and articulation. Now, in terms of the hind legs, the feet doesn't have the you know, the articulated fingers or toes. Okay, but what it compensates for that is that you know, it's got good ankle movement. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, and it's got a good bending range for the legs, so you can get the, you know, those sit down poses like you've seen in my photos, no doubt. Amazing. Let me show you the articulation details of the head and the mouth. Okay, so you can of course open Shimo's mouth, and she's got an articulated tongue that you just simply push down with your finger. Okay, and there's nice detail there. It's got the fleshy part on the, you know, on the side of the mouth and things. I think the detail of the teeth is very well done. Paint apps are all well done there as well. So let me just zoom in a little bit for you guys. That looks really cool. Nice and crisp. Okay, so let me just zoom back out and let me show you the articulation range of the head. So it's got good head turning, you know. I wish that could be a little bit better, but that's pretty good. Now, in terms of like making Shimo look up, you know, this part over here on the neck is colliding with this other part here. So what you need to do is to cheat that. So what you do is just flip this around like this. You know, for you toy photographers, if you guys want to do a shot where Shimo is looking up, then you need to hide this part and look at that. Then you're able to lift her head up quite easily. So let's do some size comparisons, and for the first one, let's of course bring out the Stylus series Shimo, and just look at this, guys. So I don't know about you guys, but I really like the colors on the Exquisite Basic more than on the Stylus version. Like the colors that they use for the spikes and everything is just a little bit darker than on the Stylus version. And I actually like the paint app, the color application more on the Exquisite Basic. It just makes the details on the body just pop a little bit more. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but like seeing this you know, to the naked eye, you can definitely see like there's a difference. It's like a little bit more crisper on the Exquisite Basic version. And of course, you know, just like with the Stylus, you know, like this, you know, you see in the promo images that it's got like this this blue streak here. I mean, it's the, you know, this one doesn't have it as also, but it doesn't break the enjoyment of the figure at all. It's time now for the main event. The SH MonsterArts Shimo. Wow. I mean, having these two figures in my collection, I mean, it's amazing. You know, it's amazing that we have these options and things, but sometimes, you know, you really have to question whether you want to go so far as to spend the amount of money on collectibles or not. And, you know, just a friendly reminder, this is a $240 figure and this is a $60 figure, and the differences, and it's just very big in my opinion. Now, what I want to do here is I want to do a pose down with these figures. Let's see how well these figures do for posing. So I'm going to redo the same posings that I did earlier with the Exquisite Basic. I want to see how the SH MonsterArts version executes those poses as well. Here's pose number 1. Now guys, take a good look. Now with the Exquisite Basic version, I am able to fully plant the Hiya version's feet on the floor, whereas I cannot plant the feet down flat for the SH MonsterArts version. I've tried, and I try pushing it as much as I can, but the feet keep popping off at the ankle, so I'm not able to, you know, plant her feet flat like the Hiya version can. And for the front legs, I mean, this the SH MonsterArts version does not have the articulated fingers, so I think for this pose right here, the Hiya Toys version poses better. And pose number 2, the sitting pose. Now, I am very surprised at how easy it is to get the Hiya Toys figure in these poses, whereas the SH MonsterArts struggles. Okay, and I've tried to get the legs and the feet to be flush just like the Hiya Toys version, but I just can't do it. Okay, so like the feet keep popping off, and I've tried pushing as much as I can, but it just can't. It just can't execute this particular pose as well as the Hiya Toys version. And what's holding it back is just like the way that the ankles and like the feet, like this, just the legs is just engineered. Like Hiya did such a great job of engineering the legs for this figure, which is why it's able to pose like that, which is amazing. And here is pose number 3 and the final one. And here is one pose that the SH MonsterArts does excel over the Hiya Toys version. So for the Hiya Toys, this is the limit of how much I can turn her head. She can't look back as much as she can here. Okay, so there's more articulation points on the neck here. Okay, and there's more articulation points also on the body, which is allows for greater bend at the body, and the tail. There's just way more, you know, posing range on the tail for the SH MonsterArts as opposed to the Hiya Toys version. But either way, I mean, they're both good figures, but you know, I do think that in certain aspects, and visually speaking, I do like the Hiya Toys figure more than the SH MonsterArts version. I want to give you a side shot of that pose for both figures, so you guys can take a look at it from a different angle here, from a different perspective. So as you can see here, you know, like the SH MonsterArts version, like it's able to look back like that, okay? And like with the Hiya Toys version, can't really do it. I mean, I could do this, but then it just looks very silly. It doesn't look organic. Okay, so yeah, that's the range of articulation for both figures. There is one final point that I would like to speak on, and that is regarding the scale of this figure. Now, you know, when as collectors, you know, we're fans of these figures, you know, and like especially for articulated figures. I mean, I've been doing toy photography for a long time and things, and whenever you know, we watch Godzilla movies and things, and you know, these you know, a company makes articulated figures and things, we're always looking for, as collectors, we're always, you know, paying attention to the details of the figure. We're also paying attention to the scale of the figures, like how well, you know, these figures scale, because like what we see in the movies, we actually want a perfect representation in figure form so we can put it up on our shelves or we can do toy photography with and things. Now, not too long ago, I did have on my show Alan Henry, who is the motion capture performer for Kong and Scar King in the Godzilla X Kong the New Empire, and I asked him, I showed him the picture of the Hiya toy Shimo, and I asked him what he thought on of these figures, and I also asked him on how the figure scales, and this is what Alan Henry had to say. Alan, what do you think of the scale between Shimo and the Kong figure here? Should Shimo be bigger? What do you think?
Yeah, Shimo should absolutely be bigger. Because in the film, when you see that final shot of like the family all together, like Kong, his head is at the top of like her shoulder, like the top of her front leg.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
Okay. All in all, I do believe that Hiya Toys did a fantastic job with this figure overall. You know, it would have been great that if this figure would have been closer in scale, you know, like how we actually see it, this character in the film. Guys watching this video, let me know in the comment section below, does that bother you? Okay, so knowing that this figure is not necessarily totally accurately scaled properly as like how we see this character in the film, does that necessarily bother you? I'm curious to know. All right, guys, that's it for this review. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'm not gonna be able to do you know, toy photography like how I normally would. Okay, so those photos will come later. I will post those up on my social media a little bit later. So you know, I'm just for now, I'm just gonna show you guys the photos that I already took. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Take care.